Okay, so what do you think about the use of iMessage and camera?
Well, philosophically, one of the reasons that we chose iPads here at the L&N STEM Academy was because they are consumer production devices, and we anticipated students would use them not just to consume information and media, but to create their own. So from the intention of those particular features, it fits the philosophy of our school of students owning their own learning. However, 3 years worth of freshman classes have shown us that some freshmen are not capable of self-control when it comes to those particular features. So I actually have a little bit of mixed feelings about them, because philosophically I understand why they're there, and I love to see our teachers using those features and students using them. However, I also have to recognize that my job is to ensure a safe and productive learning environment, and a student who is using iMessage to text somebody in another class that should be taking notes, that's not conducive to productive learning environment. And somebody who's using the camera to take inappropriate pictures is also prejudicial to the smooth running of the school. So for those reasons, I understand where the IT department is coming from, because it's easier to lock it down and then let students earn the privilege of having it unlocked than it is to start out with everybody unlocked and then have to start limiting. So I can argue both ways.
What are some of the discipline issues you've encountered with iMessage and the camera app?
Well, one of the ones that we expected to have was students using iMessage or the camera to cheat, to take pictures of testing materials and share with others, to get help on a test while they're in the middle of testing if they're using their iPad. And oddly, that has not been the case. Most often, we find we have to discipline students for messaging other students in class while they're supposed to be doing something themselves, or they're distracting the one who's receiving it. People starting group messages and inviting others in, and then the others can't get out of it because they didn't join it voluntarily. We've had instances where the messages were being used to harass. We've had instances where the messages were being used to plan activities that are against school policies. And in each of those cases, we had to remind students that anything you do on the iPad is subject to our search. And even if you haven't done it, if you're planning to do it, you still get disciplined the same way. So the iMessage has been disruptive in that way. The cameras, mainly the problems with the cameras have been being used to take inappropriate photos. We don't want to see your body parts unclothed. There's no reason to ever take a picture like that with a school-owned device. And one of the main things that, and it goes with both the messaging and the camera, is some students just have an inability to exercise self-control, and they'll have the iPad open and they're watching the video they're supposed to, or they're reading the text they're supposed to, and they just can't help sending a message or shooting a picture or something. It's like every 10 minutes, if they don't get to do that, they start getting jittery. And when it comes down to that self-control, it doesn't matter what the app or feature is, it becomes a problem. And those are some of the students that we're identifying, saying, you know what, if technology is more of a barrier to you because it's so distracting, then you need to be in a place that doesn't have as much technology. So it can actually wind up, even if you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing, the fact that you're on it and won't put it up when the teachers are asking you to can be a big discipline issue too.
Awesome, thank you.